For this video, I chose to talk about the topic of gambling. Gambling has long been an integral part of American society, with roots tracing back to the early days of the nation's history. From the first legalized lottery in the United States in 1612 to the present-day multi-billion-dollar casino and online gaming industry, gambling has evolved into a cultural and economic phenomenon. Native American tribes were among the first to engage in forms of betting and games of chance, with their traditional practices evolving over time. However, when settlers arrived in the New World, gambling quickly became a common pastime, particularly in the forms of lotteries used to fund colonial projects such as the construction of roads and bridges. According to the National Gambling Impact Study Commission, in 1612, the Virginia Company established the first official lottery in North America, and lotteries continued to grow in popularity throughout the 18th and 19th century. During the early 20th century, the rise of moral and religious opposition led to the prohibition of many forms of gambling in most states. This was partially due to concern over corruption, vice, and the rise of criminal organizations. However, in the mid-20th century, the tide began to turn as states faced economic difficulties and sought new sources of revenue. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Nevada, the only state that had legalized gambling during the Prohibition era, became the focal point of the nation's gambling industry, particularly with the opening of the famous Las Vegas Strip. That is why today people go there just to gamble. They are known for that now. In the 1970s and 1980s, the trend of legalization began to spread to other states. New Jersey followed Nevada's lead by legalizing casino gambling in Atlantic City in 1976. Soon after, other states began to approve riverboat casinos, racetrack gambling, and the establishment of Native American casinos, following the 1988 Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, which allowed tribes to open casinos on their land. Today, gambling is a multi-billion-dollar industry in the United States, with estimates of total gambling market value exceeding $200 billion annually. The economic benefits of gambling are evident in the revenue generated from casinos, lotteries, sports betting, and online gambling. States with legalized gambling generate significant tax revenue, which often supports public services such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure projects. Nevada remains the hub of legal gambling in the U.S., with Las Vegas continuing to draw millions of tourists each year. However, other states have capitalized on gambling as a source of revenue, with notable examples including Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Mississippi. Additionally, the rise of online gambling has led to the creation of a new revenue stream for states that have legalized virtual gaming platforms. The legalization of sports betting following the 28th Supreme Court decision in Murphy v. NCAA has also reshaped the landscape of gambling in America. Before the ruling, sports betting was largely restricted in Nevada. Now, numerous states have embraced sports betting, and the industry continues to grow at a rapid pace. According to the American Gaming Association, Americans wagered more than $60 billion on sports in 2021 alone, and the numbers are expected to rise as more states legalize the practice. While the economic benefits of gambling are significant, there are negative social and psychological impacts that must be considered. One of the primary concerns is gambling addiction, a condition that affects millions of Americans each year. According to the National Council on Problem Gambling, about 2 million adults in the U.S. meet the criteria for severe gambling addiction, while another 4 to 6 million are considered at risk for developing the condition. Gambling addiction can be devastating and have devastating consequences for individuals and their families, leading to financial ruin, relationship breakdown, and emotional distress. The availability of gambling options, including online platforms and mobile apps, have made it easier for people to develop unhealthy habits, as the barriers to entry have been lowered. Unlike other forms of addiction, gambling addiction often flies under the radar as it is not as physically visible as other substances. Additionally, gambling can contribute to a range of societal problems such as increased crime rates, mental health issues, and the erosion of family stability. For example, individuals who have significant loss in gambling often resort to theft, fraud, or illegal activities to fund their habits. Studies have also shown a correlation between gambling addiction and high rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide. In response to the social and psychological challenges associated with gambling, various regulatory frameworks have been established to manage the industry and protect consumers. At the federal level, the Gambling Act of 2006 established the framework for regulatory online gambling, including provisions for protecting minors and ensuring fair play. Additionally, individual states maintain regulatory bodies to oversee in-person gambling activities, including casinos, racetracks, and sports betting operations. The rise of online gambling has posed challenges for regulators as the digital nature of the industry makes it difficult to monitor and control. The proliferation of unlicensed offshore gambling websites has further complicated enforcement efforts. However, states like New Jersey and Pennsylvania have implemented robust regulatory systems for online gambling, ensuring that the operators comply with licensing requirements and provide consumer protections. Today, even though kids are not able to gamble with real money, there are apps now that are allowing kids to gamble with online currency, which is now making them addicted to the gambling. Although they're not losing money yet, in the future, this could affect them and cause them to lose money. In conclusion, gambling in America is a multifaceted industry that plays a significant role in the nation's economy. While it generates substantial revenue and provides jobs for millions of people, it also poses significant challenges in terms of addiction and social harm for many people. The evolution of gambling, from its early roots in lotteries to the explosion of online and sports betting, highlights are as the United States continues to grapple with the balance between economic benefits and social responsibility. It is essential to prioritize regulation and consumer protection to minimize the negative impacts of gambling while allowing individuals to enjoy the entertainment it provides. And that is all. Thank you.